Hey there, I'm going to compare living in Utah versus living in California from someone who actually used to live in California and now lives in Utah. So if that's what you're looking for, then stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Salt Lake City channel. So if you're looking to make that move here to the Salt Lake City area, you want to know everything about what it's like living here, eating here, playing here, sleeping here, then click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people lately that are reaching out to me about making that move here to the Salt Lake City area. I absolutely love it. So if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let's talk about getting you moved here to Utah. So you want to know what some of the things are, the key differences, I guess, between living in California and Utah. So let's just go into those right now. So the cost of living, California, it's much more expensive to live than in Utah. However, you can spend a lot of money on housing and everything else here in Utah, but taxes are better here in Utah. Flat tax here versus, a graduated scale for taxes there. Um, Average price of home in California is somewhere in the $750,000 range. Average price in Utah, right around the $500,000 range. So you're looking at a $250,000 difference there. It really depends on which city you choose to live in Utah and how luxurious you want your lifestyle to be. But you can definitely live much more affordable here in Utah. You can definitely get a really nice home in the $900,000 range. So if you own a million plus home there, you can sell that, take your equity, almost pay off the home here. Those are things that a lot of people have done when they've relocated here to the Salt Lake City area. They've just sold their home and paid cash for something in the $600,000 to $800,000 range. Just that's something that's super nice. Car registration in California was much higher than it was here in Utah. Utah, it costs you more the newer your car is, and then the older it is, it gets cheaper. So that's something you're going to save money on. Electricity bill in California, we used to pay $500 a month plus for our electricity in California, and here somewhere around the $150 to $300 a month range is what we pay, and that's because my wife likes to keep it really cold, so we have the thermostat set at something like 71, 70 during the summertime. If you ran it much warmer, like in the 74, 77 range, you could save a ton of money on electricity. The next thing, I guess, is the climate difference here between Utah and California. So we are both dry climates, so you're not going to get humidity, which is super cool. So you're not going to see much difference between, from when the sun goes down at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and you're just outside relaxing. Both places, outdoor living is really nice. So you're going to get that. California seems to have more mild winters, mild summers than we do. Although, I don't know, most of the time I look, it's in the 90s in California, in the, Orange County area where I'm from. It's, 90 degrees. So it's about the same typically, but usually it's in the 5 to 10 degree warmer here in Utah than it is in California. Just depends on which part of California. If you are up in the Central California, then it's definitely hotter than it is here in Utah. But just know that it rains a lot more here in Utah than it does in California typically. We typically get in the 20 to 30 inch range for rain here in Utah, while California gets in the 0 to 20 inch range. It varies year to year, so some years you may get more rain in California than you do here in Utah, and vice versa. Same thing with snow. We typically get more snow, I think, in Utah than you do in California. However, Mammoth seems to get a crap ton of snow, and some of the northern Sierras will get a lot, but as California as a whole for snow, like the Southern California mountains versus our mountains here, it's a joke compared to how much snow we get over you guys. Other climate stuff, fall and spring are very similar. You just don't get the changing of the leaves in California typically like we do here every year, where we have some amazing leaves that you get to go out and see. Number 3 thing is our natural beauty. Both states have stunning natural beauty. Utah's known for It's major outdoor recreation activities, skiing, hiking, rock climbing, 4x4ing, pretty much anything you want to do outdoors, you can do in Utah. Utah has 5 national parks. The major disadvantage over Utah versus California is the beach. So that's really the big thing that California has over Utah is we don't have a beach here in Utah. So if the beach is important to you, we don't really have that at all. We have tons of lakes that you get to go and enjoy the water in and swim, and then lots of different rivers that you can fish in or, kayak or paddleboard or canoe down, that sort of thing. Just lots of outdoor activities. That's one of the biggest pros of living here in Utah. And then it stays light longer here in Utah, which is cool. So you can, work all day and then go home, grab a quick dinner, and then hit a trail, go out and hike. So that's super cool. California also has they have more national parks than we do here in Utah. They have a ton of different natural attractions. They have Yosemite that we don't have, the Redwood National Forest, and other state parks, and Big Sur, and beaches, and surfing. So pretty much everything that you need to do, you can do in California that you can do here in Utah. I just feel we have more outdoor, and that's why a lot of people will make that move here to Utah is because they're big into the outdoors, and that's definitely one of the reasons that we are living in Utah is all the outdoor activities we get to go do without having to live in California. So you get kind of the weather of California without everything else that goes with California. Number 4 thing to compare is the employment and the economy of California versus Utah. So California has a definite thriving job market, particularly in the tech sector and entertainment industries. Those are huge in California. Of course, you definitely pay a ton to live near like Palo Alto and San Jose and stuff for housing. Utah's economy is growing tremendously. It's definitely more diverse with a mix of tech and tourism and manufacturing industries and call centers. So we have a wide range of things. We have something called Silicon Slopes here that's in Lehigh, where a ton of different tech companies are there. Like Adobe has their a huge building there that I see when we drive by all the time. So jobs are going to be really good in Utah. You're still going to be able to make good money. You probably won't make as much money, but your cost of living is less, so you probably come out ahead overall for that. Number 5 thing is the culture that we want to talk about. California is one of the most diverse states in the entire country. It has a large immigrant population and cosmopolitan type feel. Utah is more homogenous, but it's known for a strong community focus, family values, just large families. I mean, when we moved here, we would see lots of vans and there'd be families with, 12 kids and that sort of thing. And you see more of that down south in the Utah County side than you do in the Salt Lake County. It is in the Salt Lake County. So Utah is like number 1 or number 2 for the largest family size and youngest population. All of that because of so many people having kids here in Utah. Number 6 thing, housing. California has a shortage of affordable housing for sure, which you probably know if you're moving from California. It's not affordable to live in California, especially if you were starting out and wanted to buy a home. It's not easy to do in California, especially major cities like San Francisco or Los Angeles, San Diego. It's really, really expensive to live there. Utah has a much more affordable housing market. House prices have definitely been on the rise here in Utah as more and more people find out about Utah, find out all the cool things that it has to offer, and make that move here. But you can definitely still spend in the $500,000 to $600,000 range and get a really nice home. Where I don't think you're going to find that anywhere in California, or at least anywhere where I would want to live, to find something that's really nice. So ultimately, the choice between living in California or Utah will depend on your preferences and your priorities, such as, your proximity to your family, your friends, your climate, your cost of living, all of that. You have to make that decision. If I was voting in your favor, I'd say make that move here to Utah. And by doing that, you need to reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email so we can help get you moved here to the right area of Utah. Until next time, be rad.